here, it's Valentine's Day. I'm in the car park of Excel, ready to wander around a bit outside first and then go in and have a look. It's always interesting with these shows to see what's going on in the car park, because there's always more cars in the car park that are interesting sometimes than inside these places. I would imagine most like other people as well. I've got a massive great big rucksack for the cameras. So 2 cameras, the one I'm filming on now, and the Pentax, the 360 camera, phone, zoom cubes, bits and bobs. As I said, sometimes in the car park you'll come across things. In this case we've come across a crayon grey 718 Cayman. It's pretty nice. Well, having walked a ridiculously long distance from the car park to sort of parks at the other end, I'm now in. It's quite large. There's a lot going on and a lot to see. Luckily, being a Thursday, today's the first day, so it's actually quite quiet, which is good. It means I get to have a good look around and I won't have loads of people in the way for everything I want to take pictures of, which is usually a big problem with shows. Is you come to any show, start taking photos, there's people in the way, you can't take your picture, it gets really annoying. Whereas this way it's nice and quiet. As with all car shows and all exhibitions, there's lots of stalls of stuff selling bits and bobs, knickknacks, stuff you might need for your cars as well, not just the displays of the car's own. Well, there's some lovely motors here. I mean, there's Mexico Fords, flat nose rough Porsche behind me. Even a convertible TR7, which is called the TR8, estimates between £7,000 and £10,000 for somebody who's going to buy something that's never going to run properly. So even as much as I'm trying to avoid Valentine's Day, or not avoid it, but sort of trying to ignore it, walk around here and what's behind me, Porsche 964 Carrera RS with loads of balloons. Happy days. So even at a classic car show, come to a classic car show, see all the classic cars around, and then we've still got the Tesla stand. 2 models of the Tesla on display. One of them already broken, needs to be reset. One's winning. Yep, 90 grand's worth of car, bring it here and have to do a hard reset on the software because it's not working properly. Well, that's one way to get your car in and out of the garage. Leave it on a little trolley, press a button, off it goes, you go indoors and have a cup of coffee. Well, as expected, I suppose you can't come to a car show or a classic show without seeing a few watches. It just happens to sort of follow me around a bit, doesn't it really? Well, there's no dogs here this time, so that's something different for a show for me. Behind me we have the beautiful Ford RS200 Group B rally car. I actually remember when this car first came out, I actually sat in one at the Detling, Kent County show. They had one for sale as a normal showroom model, which is a road car version, which they literally had on the display stand alongside other Fords like the Capri and the Sierra. Behind me is the Ian Callum stand, the Jaguar stroke Aston Martin designer, also designed obviously some of it for Ford. Some beautiful cars, some strange, weird concepts, and some really, really nice concepts. Lovely to see them have a stand here in this way, and lovely to see the man himself here behind me. Definitely worth coming here just to see things like that. Just had a refreshing cup of coffee as I'm getting a bit parched for the rest of the day, and then we stand here next to a lovely little Ferrari 308. It's actually nice to see there's also quite a few GT40s here. I've probably seen about 4 or 5 of them. You don't normally expect to see them, but most of them are for sale as well, and not at ridiculous prices. We just had a nice little talk from Tiffany Adele and Quinton Wilson, along with Johnny from the old Fifth Gear, just doing a little bit of talks with Ian Callum from Jaguar and a few other people, just talking about the show and stuff, which is quite interesting.
So you say I've got good taste here? As long as it's not yellow. Can't have yellow Ferraris. Yellow Ferraris. Gallio flies, good. Gallio fly Daytona. Lovely, thank you very much.
As always, along with classic cars, there's some other new cars here. Some classic designs, but new cars in the form of the bespoke Land Rovers. One thing you'll notice about this, though, is it's a massive car, but it's tiny inside. It's actually really quite cramped for the front end. Just beautifully stitched, beautifully put together, though. Just look at the quality of the leather on the seats, plus the stitching. I'm now on the stand celebrating 50 years since the Italian job was made and came out. We've got a few of the cars, the Lamborghini Miura, a couple of the Minis. They actually got the security truck, but more importantly they've also got the coach from the film. Although it's a replica, this coach is actually for hire. You can hire the Italian job coach. Don't quite know where you take it, you've got no seats. Be worth maybe a wedding or something, I don't know. Be different. Behind me is the Aston Martin. This is an original from the film. It was left in Italy at the time, somebody else brought it home. It was actually burnt out in the film. It didn't get quite pushed over the cliff, and this was actually burnt out but restored and brought back to the UK by somebody, nobody knows who, but it's now here and you can now buy it. It's worth about 3 million quid. One thing missing from the coach, which is unfortunate, is a massive great big crate of gold bullion. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? But can't have everything. Okay, having said that, I've just walked up to the bullion lorry, or the bullion van. Lo and behold, gold bars. Here behind me now is one of the very first Ferraris ever made, and it doesn't look anything like the modern day or the classic Ferraris we know, but it is a very classic car, very important car for the company, and in this particular version we have here, it's actually right-hand drive as well. It's still a lovely looking car regardless. Another car just behind me now is an unusual car. One of the cars that probably every kid of my age had as a Matchbox model. Unfortunately, in this instance, it's ruined by US regulations, so you've got this huge, great big bumper on the front. There's something unusual as well, a nice DeLorean, a non-Back to the Future model. Hasn't got all the extras and stuff chucked over it. Also something else nice to see here, some iconic but road legal rally cars. Things like the Pulsar GTIR from Nissan, the wonderful Escort Cosworth in a luxe version in a beautiful purple, Delta, and at the far end the Metro 6R4, which again used to race around it in circuits. You see it's racing by people like Will Gollop and such. And of course, coming along to that, a car I saw when I went to the motor show way back when in Earls Court, when it was first a V12 and a lot longer, the Jaguar XJ220, which now, this was the full production version with the little 6-cylinder Metro 6R4 engine. So the engine in this car, 220 mile an hour Jaguar XJ220, sleek, beautiful and lovely. The engine from this car was in that car. Couldn't be more different really. Both just an exciting ride though. Something else again a little bit unusual. Something, would I rather have the Tesla that didn't work earlier, that needed to be reset, or an electric Mini? It's just beautiful. It's a standard Mini without the rust, and it's electric. Behind me, an MGB. Again, classic car now as an electric car. So there's life in old cars yet, but we're rebuilding them all as electric. Fascinating, like a modern interior, original steering wheel, but everything else is as you'd expect from a modern electric car, including weather display. Well, that's a thoroughly enjoyable day out. I say day out, doing an afternoon out at a show. Nice cars, nice event shows going on with the cars driving around, people talking, the interviews with Tiffany Adele and Ian Callum. I think it's really good. Definitely worth recommending. Will I come again? Don't know. I'll do the motor show in May, so that will be the main car show. It normally takes up 2 halls. This only took up 1 hall. The motor show may probably take up 2, hopefully, and the ticket's a little bit cheaper for that, so we'll come along and have a look at that. Whether or not I'll bring 2 cameras, I don't know. 2 cameras may be a bit of a faff, to be honest with you, so maybe a GoPro for vlogging and then this camera for taking pictures, but we'll see. So even though it feels like I parked about 50,000 miles away for the car, look what I ended up getting parked next to me. Another classic. Okay, so one of the things I haven't managed to do yet, and that is actually get something to eat. So I'm a little bit hungry, so I shall go and try and find some food. So this isn't cramped, is it? Or claustrophobic or anything like that? It's like little rabbit warrens down here. It's a tiny little tunnel between platforms. The platforms don't go anywhere. This is a very ridiculously short line. It literally goes from Bank to Waterloo and nowhere else. So there's Waterloo and City Line, but that's all it does. It's one station, one stop. We could have linked it some other way, surely.